For now, I'm done with this level. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start and create our third level. Let's save this and then create a new scene. We're gonna copy this. Let's delete these first. There we go. In our scripts folder, we're gonna create a second subfolder, which is gonna be for level 3. We're gonna make adjustments to both our player character and our enemy character. So let's create 2 scripts for that. Player behavior 3. And then the same for enemy behavior. Now we're going to open these and get to coding. To create a foundation I can build upon, I'll just copy the player behavior script from level 1 and paste it onto our level 3 script. Now in this level and in the next levels as well, I want the player to move in this axis as well as this axis. Hold on. There we go. I want the player to be able to move left and right as well as upwards and downwards. We already have our bounds for x-axis. You can see that right here. So now we're going to create the same for our z-axis. Right, float. Now to see what these values are. And 2 and 5. Okay, we're gonna make an adjustment here as well. What was it called? Hold on. Vertical. I think we need to go with forward, not up. So move direction to speed, time delta. And now we need to clamp our player object's position in the z-axis as well. transform position. Let's first check if this is gonna be working. But first we need to swap our script. We're gonna get rid of this, and in space we're gonna add player behavior 3. It isn't working. I wonder why that is. How about we add a little detail? There we go. Okay. But anyway, now we're gonna start working on our enemy behavior script, specifically for level 3. Again, we're gonna copy this. Now, I don't want my enemy object in this level to fire in a spray. Instead, I want the enemy to fire in a circle. So to do that, we need to rewrite our firing method. We're gonna remove all this. Let's give it a different name. Fire circle. Now we need a few variables. We need to define a few variables in this method. First, we're gonna write bullet count. I think we can start with 15. And then we'll write float bullet spacing. So here we are determining how much space there is between each bullet. And then for third variable, we need to, what do we need to do? Let's create an angle variable. Angle 0.5. So that we can determine the rotation of our bullets and slowly increase it as we go around the circle. But anyway, now we're going to create a for loop statement. We're going to write for int e. Now we're going to start creating our bullets in a circle pattern. Instantiate. Actually, no, hold on. So why are you giving an error? What? Oh, right. There's got temporary boot. There we go. Kotonmayan. Then in the final step, every time we create a bullet, we need to slowly increase our angle. So we'll write angle bullet spacing. Okay. Now let's save this and test it to see if it works. We also need to do a script swap. Behavior 3. Cool. Okay. Now I want another adjustment. In this level, in the third level, I want our enemy objects not to move left and right, but instead to move upwards and downwards. So to do that, we'll change this so it doesn't say vector 3 right, but instead vector 3 forward. Then we also need to change these. Now let's set up bounds for enemy object. 5 and 25. Oh, it didn't work. Why? I think it's the same issue we had with our player behavior. We need to add this in detail. Okay. Also, why are these boots not? Did I forget some? Oh, I forgot about the templates, game object tag, enemy boot. There. But now we have a little problem. Right now our enemies boot spawning has a blind spot, specifically here. You can see that in runtime, our enemy fires in a circle, but the hell was that? These two can collide. didn't think of that. Let's fix that real quick. So we'll add a layer to this. Oh, how did I do? Okay, we have a layer right here for both our enemy object and our player objects. Now we're gonna go to project settings, go to our layer collision matrix, and we're gonna disable this. Okay, the two objects don't collide with each other anymore. Okay, that doesn't create an error. Good. Oh, wait. Maybe I shouldn't do that. I'll create a second variable called private float. So we can start this by making it 0. Then we need to make a little math here. Angle. Pattern angle. Then instead of increasing our angle with each shot, after each call of our fire circle method, we're gonna slowly increase our pattern angle. I'm doing some random shit, but let's see if it's gonna work. It is somewhat working, but let's try tweaking with the numbers a little bit. Let's see how this is gonna work if our pattern angle increased by 5 with each fire circle. Yeah, that's much better. Let me actually, just to give a better demonstration, let's make these comments so that our enemy object doesn't move. We'll just watch how our bullets... What? Oh. We'll just watch how our bullets... Wait. No, wait, I'll just make these comments, not the wall method. There we go. Now, as I was saying, now we're just gonna watch our bullets or bullet patterns slowly rotate, so that there isn't any blind spots. You can see that our bullet pattern is slowly rotating. but I want to experiment with something else. Just one more thing. Now let's revert these. I want to see how our pattern looks if our bullet count is higher. So for example, let's see what happens if our bullet count is 30. Oh, that is really good. Okay. Just as an experiment, I want to see how dramatic the changes, the differences. Oh. What about 50? Oh no. I think that's too hard. I wonder how different the difficulty will be if we put a nerf to our movement speed. So instead of 7, let's make it 3. Oh, I'm too bad at this. Hmm. Yeah, but whatever. You get the point. There's the basic idea on how to make our enemy objects shoot in a circle. In the future, I can create an what's it called? A special video dedicated to optimizing our levels difficulties, so that they are all playable and possible to beat. Because right now, I haven't tested any of our levels, so I think all 3 of my levels so far need a difficulty tweak, but I'll do that later. But anyway, to wrap up this video, we'll save this scene and make it our level 3. Scenes level 3. There we go. But that's it. See you in the next video, where we create our 4th level.